Hi, welcome back to AT Math. Today, 12-4, multiplying and dividing rational expressions. Remember, if you have 1/3 times 4/5, you would just take top times top and bottom times bottom. So, not a big deal there. And if you have b over 3 times 7 over c, top times top, bottom times bottom, b times 7, and 3 times c, so 7b over 3c. And a over d times b over c, a times b, d times c. So you have that, ab over dc, or cd. Either way, it doesn't matter if it's ab or ba or cd or dc. I usually put the closest or the first letter in front, but you don't have to. Really, it's the same value. Now, multiplying rational expressions. If a, b, c, and d are non-zero polynomials, then a over b times c over d equals ac over bd, just like we covered. What they mean by non-zeros, they don't want to have, again, an undefined answer. So that's the no-no. Multiplying rational expressions, multiply, simplify your answer. So again, a plus 3 over 2 times 6 over 3a plus 9. Notice what they did. First, they took top times top, bottom times bottom. They went ahead and did that. Now they did something a little different here. When they pulled the 2 times 3, well, either way is fine because that's going to make 6, and so the 6 and the 6 are going to basically cancel. Then a plus 3 is going to cancel off a plus 3, and since nothing's left at all this just becomes a 1, and all this just becomes a 1, so the answer is 1. And take a look at this, 12b cubed c squared over 5ac times 15a squared b all over 3b squared c. A lot to do. First of all, they're going to take top times top. So 12 times 15 is 180, 2 a's and no more a's, so a squared. 3 b's and one more b, so b to the 4th, and c squared is what's left. So they put all that here. Then on the bottom, 5 times 3 is 15, a, nothing else, put a down below. 2 b's, put 2 b's down below, and a c and another c, put c squared down below. Then they start simplifying. So 180 and 15 can both be divided by 15, leaving 12 on top. A squared versus 1a, top wins by 1, so a remains on top. 4b's versus 2b's, top wins by 2, b squared wins on top, and c versus c cancels, leaves nothing. So you have 12ab squared. Now take a look at this. 5x squared over 2y cubed times 3x over 2y squared. You're going to take 5 times 3 and get 15. And 2x's plus one more x makes x cubed. And then 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 y's and 2 more y's make y to the 5th. Basically, that's what you have. Since there's nothing to divide by, simplify, that's simply your answer. You try, go ahead. See what you did. Well, c minus 4 times 45, I just put 45 out in front, then c minus 4. And here, 5 times negative 4c plus 16. Well, we'll get to that in a second. We just put the 5 out there. Now, notice how I went ahead and split 45 into a 5 and 9. Now, why? Because I can cancel both 5's, leaving just my 9. 9 over c minus 4 times negative 4c plus 16. Notice now that from there, I went ahead and pulled out negative 4 from the bottom. Pulling out negative 4 means I leave c in minus 4. c minus 4 cancels. Now, I don't care if you have 9 over negative 4, negative 9/4, or even negative 9 over 4, because they're all the same value, so they total out. Or you could pre-divide. It's going to make your life a lot easier. So take your original number again, but this time let's go ahead and pull out, from to begin with, pull out the negative 4 right away. See how I have c minus 4, they can cancel. 45 and 5, divide both by 5, and I have 9 over negative 4. Just that easy. I think it's the easier way, but do what you want to do. Try again. 5y to the 5th z over 3xy to the 2nd z times 2x to the 4th y squared times 4xy. Go ahead this time. See how you did. So I got all this. I went ahead and times them all together. So I got all this mess. And then 10 and 12 can divide down to 5 and 6. 4x versus 2x's, top wins by 2. 7 versus 3, top wins by 4. And the z's cancel out, leaving 5x squared over y to the 4th all over 6. Don't forget that 6 is still there. Now, multiplying a rational expression by a polynomial. So we're going to take all this times this fraction. Like, no, it's not that hard. You take the whole thing times the top. So all this just goes on the top. You're multiplying basically. So I would just take this times this over this times this. Now notice what I did here, or the book did. You split this up into x plus 3, x minus 5. Know how I took this and split it into 2 times x plus 3. X minus 3 cancels, like you see. And the 4 and the 2 can divide down by 2 each, leaving this a 2, leaving this nothing. So 2 times x plus 5 all over nothing, because this is all gone, over 1 basically. So 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 5 is 10. Really it's over 1, but that means itself, so that's what you want. You try m minus 5 over m squared minus 4m minus 12 times 3m plus 6. Go ahead. Let's see how you did. So basically we're going to split this up into m minus 6 and m plus 2, as you can see here. Notice how when I times these together, I went ahead and basically put them all in the row, but I just took this and divided 3 out of it. Why did I do that? So I could have m plus 2 over m plus 2. Cancel, cancel. So really I have 3 times m, which is 3m, 3 times negative 5, which is negative 15, all over m minus 6. You don't need the parentheses, I just have them there. There are 2 ways to solve this particular one. 4d cubed plus 4d over 16f times 2f over 7d squared f plus 7f. Notice how I have 2 different variables. So don't worry, it just means when you have 2 different variables and you have them together, they just go one then the next one. I don't care if it's d then f or f then d. For alphabetical reasons, I'll usually put d before f. Anyway, first way is you can simplify. 4d cubed plus 4d. Notice how they pull out 4d. Alright. And you have d squared plus 1. Notice how they cancel. Notice how here I get to pull a 4 and a 16 and leave a 4, but then the 4 and the 2 can divide down by 2, and that's why you get a 1 and a 2. Leaving just a d over, basically you have here 7f. So d, oh, wait a minute. There's a 2 here, excuse me, 2 times 7f makes 14f, or you have top, which is just d, so d over 14f. The other way, you can go ahead and times them all across. You could take 2f times 4d cubed, 2f times 4, basically, and get 8d cubed f plus 8df, alright, and take 16f times 7d squared f and 16f times 7f times, which gives you 112d squared f squared plus 112f squared. And from there, what can you pull out from both of them? You can pull out a 8df, and you can pull out here in the bottom a 112f squared. And from there, you can divide down, let's see, you can divide the 8 and the 112 by 1 and 14. You can divide out the d squared plus 1, d squared plus 1, and 1f versus 2f's. The 1f wins. So what you'd have left is d over 14f. So whichever one makes you happier. Personally, I prefer pre-dividing almost every time. Look how simple this is. One quick cut and you're done. This one, complex. Then you have to dig out. But there's no wrong way to do it. You can do it either way. Either way, do what you try it this time. N minus 5 over n squared plus 4n times n squared plus 8n plus 16 over n squared minus 3n minus 10. Go ahead and pause and try. Let's see how you did. If you're like me, you set it up, but then the first thing you did was break these down into 2 smaller parts, which I did right here. Notice how I didn't even combine them yet. I just know the whole top is one and the whole bottom is another. Notice how you have n plus 4, goodbye. N minus 5, goodbye. Cross, leaving n plus 4, and that's it on the top. On the bottom I have n plus 2 times n, so they stack together. N times n squared, n times 2 is 2n. That's why you have that. You try too. Go ahead, read it, and see what you get. Okay. So for this one here, I'm going to break this down into p minus 5 and p plus 2. Cannot break down p squared plus 16. You're like, wait, doesn't it make p plus 4? But no, there's no middle. And so no, this cannot break. However, this can pull a p out of it at least. So p plus 2 cancel, leaving p plus 4 times p minus 5, p times p squared plus 16. If you leave it like this, I will mark it right, because whether you have a trinomial or 2 binomials, I'll take either. Or you can put it together like this, p squared minus 1p minus 20 over p cubed plus 16 times p. I will take both methods. Dividing rational expressions, if a, b, c, and d are non-zero polynomials, then a over b divided by c over d equals a over b times d over c. They basically flip, in other words. And non-zero polynomials because they don't want any zeros in the bottom. Ooh. So 2/5 divided by 3/4, 2/5. This simply flips, so 3 over 4 becomes 4 over 3. And this changes to a multiply, like so. So instead of 2/5 divided by 3/4, it's 2/5 times 4/3. They flip the reciprocal, top times top, bottom times bottom, easy peasy. Now go ahead and do the same thing, 1 over x. Actually, we'll do it together. So instead of divide by x minus 2 over 2x, we're going to flip. So 2x goes to the top, x minus 2 goes in the bottom. Flip, flip. Now 1 times 2x, and then x times x minus 2. 2x over all this, but the x's cancel out, leaving 2 on top still, so 2 over x minus 2. Again, x squared minus 2x over x divided by 2 minus x over x squared plus 2x plus 1. I know you're looking at this saying, I can't do this. Yes, you can. Just remember to flip the back fraction. So instead of 2 minus x being on top, it goes in the bottom. This bottom goes on top. Look here, how they simply flipped it. Now x squared plus 2x plus 1 becomes x plus 1, x plus 1. This guy, we're going to hold on to for a second. But we're going to go ahead and switch to a negative x plus 2. And that's why you pull out a negative 1, pull out a negative 1 to make it x minus 2, which you see here. Why do you do that? X minus 2 is going to cancel. That helps. X and x going to cancel. Looks like you have x plus 1 over x plus 1 over negative 1. I would take a lot of different forms. I'll take this, which is x plus 1 square over negative, because these two make x plus 1 square. I'll take x squared plus 2x plus 1 over negative 1. I'll take negative this whole thing. I'll take negative x squared minus 2x minus 1. I'm not picky. As long as your values total out, I'm fine. Find the right way for you. And 3a squared b over b divided by 3a squared plus 6a. Now notice how there is nothing under it, so you're going to put over 1 and then you flip. So 1 goes on top, this whole mess goes on the bottom. Take a look here, over 1, they flip. And from here they're pulling out a b. Well, actually they put them together, so you can put the b here, the whole thing here. The b's cancel, b and b. Notice how they basically can pull a 3 out, but since these are together, well, they kind of made it harder than it has to be. Just pull out a 3a first. And you're going to be left with the 2a plus 3. And notice how the 3a and the 3 can cancel. The 1a can cancel, leaving the a on top. This goes in the bottom. That's why you have a over 2a plus 3. Which they have a plus 2. What did I do wrong? Oh, I pulled a 3 out. 3 divided by 3 is 1a, excuse me, and 3 divided by 6 is 2. Sorry, my math failed me there. So they're right, I'm wrong with a over a plus 2. Go ahead and rework it out. You'll see you're right, and I goofed. Whoops. Did a lot of these the same day today. It makes my brain hurt. Well, you try. 3 over x squared divided by x cubed over x minus 5. Make sure to flip the back fraction. Go ahead at this time. So this simply flips to the bottom. This flips to the top. Then you line them up here. 3 times x minus 5 over x squared times x cubed. Really? I can't do anything with it, so I'm going to take 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 5 is negative 15 over x to the 5th. And there you have that. You try number 2. Read it. Go ahead. Make sure you flip the back fraction. Alright, let's see how you did. Take this, flip it first of all, so I got it flipped. Then 18 times 2, v, w to the 6th over x, all over this stuff. Now you could do that, or I'm simply pre-dividing. So I'm just taking 18 divided by 6 and it leaves me 3. V divided by v cancels. I'm saying this x, and this x, and this x goes down to 3, this x goes away. Now I didn't do all of them at once, I just took a bit at a time. I didn't take everything out. Now I can go ahead and divide 6 and 3. A 2's left. This cancels. And now there's my finished product. Again, you don't have to pre-divide everything in one stroke. You can take it bit by bit by bit by bit, and that's fine too.